Aloha, everybody. It is I, the Great Clement, and my spider sense is tingling because I'm about to play Spider-Man. I love that theme song so much. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is 2000's Spider-Man for the Nintendo 64 and the Sony PlayStation, developed by Neversoft, the guys who did the Tony Hawk's Pro Skater series, and those games were fantastic too. At least the old ones were. And I'm going to be tackling the PlayStation version of the game, mainly because it has FMV cutscenes where the N64 only has screenshots. I find the controls a lot better on the PlayStation in comparison to the N64, and it also has a whole bunch of extra bells and whistles as well, such as that title screen that we heard. That title theme, you know, the Spider-Man theme we just heard, that's not in the N64 version. They just have the instrumental version of that, and that's so much more boring to listen to, so, you know. PlayStation version is the superior one, in my opinion. I'm going to be playing on normal, and let's do this.
Technology is the light that will cut through the darkness. When humanity conforms to a single truth, a truth based in technological progress and scientific method, we will be unstoppable. I, Dr. Otto Octavius, vow as a scientist and businessman that my duties to humankind will be fulfilled. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, nice words, Octavius. If these executives knew you the way I do, I wonder if they'd be so quick to applaud.
Just keep shooting, Eddie. When J. Jonah Jameson sees these photos, my career is gonna be right back on track.
Checkpoint 1, where's your 20?
Just backstage? Call us...
Who dares? Face me, coward! Face a worthy foe. Spider-Man?
Last time I checked, I was Spider-Man.
Spider-Man? What's he doing?
Gotta get into my costume and take out this imposter. I can't get free of this crowd.
Can't get a shot. Jameson would pay any price to get this kind of dirt on Spider-Man. Move!
That was Eddie Brock.
Who the? He looked familiar, but... whatever, stay focused, Brock. He's stealing Octavius's device. Oh no, he sees me. My camera! No! It's over. It's all over. I blew it again. Oh, I can hear Jameson's voice already.
Brock, you loser! If I had given a real photographer that job, I would finally have the evidence to send Spider-Man away forever! You're through, Brock! When I am done with you, you won't be able to get a job taking wedding pictures in Siberia!
I tried to fight it. Can't fight him anymore! Again, innocence falls prey to the evil of Spider-Man. Rest easy, Brock. Venom is here. And if it's the last thing we ever do, Jameson and the insect are gonna pay.
Phase 1 completed. Let us begin Phase 2.
Yeah! It begins.
And now we begin Chapter 1, The Bank Heist.
Welcome, true believers and newcomers alike. Spider-Man co-creator Stan Lee here. Once again, we find our hero Peter Parker, better known around the world as the Amazing Spider-Man, in a heap of trouble. But this is just the beginning, Spidey fans. So get ready for a true superhero action thriller, packed to the brim with thrills and chills, twists and turns, more supervillains than you can shake a web at, and of course, non-stop web-slinging, wall-crawling action.
Hey, Spider!
Hey, Black Cat, what's going on?
I know there's been some trouble, but the bank's being robbed, and they've got hostages. Use your Spidey compass to get to the bank quickly.
Thanks, Cat.
And now we begin proper. Sucks about New York, it's covered in a thick fog, and if you go down there, you're going to die, so you do want to stay on the rooftops all the time. And I imagine it was PlayStation N64 limitations is why the fog exists.
Hey, Spider-Man! Come over here. When a building is close enough, you can swing to it. Press the jump button and then press and hold the R2 button while in the air to swing.
So Spider-Man on the PlayStation 1 is not an open-world video game like a lot of Spider-Man games eventually became. This is a level-by-level type design.
What's up, Cat?
Spidey! That's a web cartridge. You can carry up to 10 of them.
And every time you hit a question mark, Black Cat will tell you how to play the game. I'm not going to activate them anymore. I'm just going to tell you how to do things from now on. But, yeah, we're Spider-Man. We use webbing to swing from building to building.
Spider sense tingling. Something's going on here.
And we beat up bad guys, like this guy over here. Let's web him up! Boom! Incapacitated. Dead. But that takes up a lot of your web cartridges. I have 7 web cartridges, and you're allowed to collect 10 at a time. You can't have 11 or more. But when you use a web on an enemy, it's going to drain that blue bar, and it's helpful to have webbing for some of the bigger guys, you know? But you can still go fisticuffs with them and beat them up, because we have super strength. We're Peter Parker. We were bitten by a radioactive spider, and then we chose to save the day as the friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. And, he's also got spider sense, so every time you see, like, lines popping up over Spider-Man's head and the screen gets all colorful, that generally means there's an enemy in the area and you need to be careful. So you might need to climb up some walls or climb around the ceiling, because an enemy might spot you otherwise, you know. You also use webbing to swing from rooftop to rooftop. When you use the swing feature, it's always going to have a landing. So, like, it will always reach a wall, it will always reach the floor, and that means your webbing is going to successfully carry you somewhere. If you try using webbing to a place that's a dead end, Spider-Man isn't going to shoot his webbing out, and he's just going to fall into the pit and die. So, make sure you have a place to land when you activate it.
Eagle 1 to tower, 1033 in progress. En route to bank.
Roger, Eagle 1. Keep your eye out for Spider-Man.
If Halloween Boy shows up, he's one dead bug.
New York City Police Department. See and desist at once. Lay down your arms and prepare
to... These guys are serious.
I can't believe they shot down those police choppers.
Yeah, just my luck. I'll probably get blamed for that, too. Is that the bank ahead?
Yes, but be careful, Spider. I saw the chopper dropping off armed robbers on top of the bank.
Thanks for the heads up, Cat.
Spider-Man the game also has a whole bunch of unlockables, including extra costumes, comic book covers, and there are collectibles in the levels that you can find. So let's swing over here.
Man, looks like the Fantastic Four aren't around right now.
So right there is a comic book collectible. There's a whole bunch of them scattered throughout the game, and if you actually collect all of them, you unlock a costume for Spider-Man to wear in regular levels. And there's a lot of cool costumes that have special powers and special properties to them that will change up the gameplay. So you want to try and look out for all these things and do all the challenges so you can get all the costumes. But the first one's on the Fantastic Four building.
Cat was right. It's the Jade Syndicate.
Anytime you jump towards a wall, Spider-Man will just automatically cling onto it. He can crawl on ceilings. Like if you're going up a wall and then you reach a ceiling, he will gradually shift over to the ceiling, and you'll actually have a top-down view of everything under you. So you definitely feel like Spider-Man. I remember this is one of the first games ever where I felt like I actually was the superhero I was playing. This is one of the earliest Spider-Man games to feel like that. Because, you know, other Spider-Man games from the Super Nintendo, Sega Genesis era is stuff like Maximum Carnage and Enter Electro. That was the second one to this game. But there's a lot of 2D beat-em-ups, you know?
That's the last one. Hope these hostages are still alright. I don't think he works here. Oh boy.
Also, you gotta like how Spider-Man shot webbing at the glass after it broke. A blatant continuity error, but you know. It was the 2000 period. Video games weren't as polished back then as they are today, you know. Anyway, now that we're inside the bank, we can zip up to the ceiling by pushing the R1 button. And you want to be on the ceiling a lot in this level because it allows you to sneak up on guards undetected. They'll never see you on the ceiling unless you've already engaged them. And it's good to get sneak attacks in on them, zip them up with webbing before they actually kill the hostages, because they can kill the hostages. And if one of them dies, you go back to a previous checkpoint and you'll have to redo the section all over again. And I'm fine with that, because, you know, we're a superhero. We're Spider-Man. We're here to save the day. Saving hostages is just what we do. You don't want any of these people to get killed. Anyway, my spider sense just tingled because... It didn't really need to, though, because, like, you see the vent cover that I'm standing on, so you would assume that it fell from somewhere, right? But whenever there's a vent cover, you can generally zip up and you'll go into the vents and sneak into other rooms that way. Spider-Man has a very basic combo system when it comes to punching. You just mash square, and he'll just beat up thugs. He does have a grab feature, which I don't really start using until Chapter 5, very far into the game, but he does have a grab feature that you can utilize, and he has a whole bunch of moves with his webbing powers. You use triangle to web people up. Like, if you just hold triangle and you don't push any direction, Spider-Man will just cover a guy in webbing until they eventually fall over and die. Or at least get incapacitated. But if you hold a directional pad button and push the triangle button... Well, actually, it's not even holding the button. You have to push, like, a direction and triangle at the exact same time in order to do some of Spider-Man's abilities. Like, if you want to shoot web projectiles, like you shoot web balls at people, you have to push up and triangle at the same time. If you want to yank people off of a ledge, yank them closer to you, you push down and triangle at the same time. If you want to create some special extra damage webbing gloves, where Spider-Man will dish out double damage when he punches people, then you push left and triangle at the same time. By the way, you lift up this chair, this is where the second comic book cover is. There's a lot of cryptic locations for the comic book covers. Some of them are kind of dumb, kind of annoying, because the design of this game's not super perfect. I should mention, the camera of Spider-Man is not as good as I remember it being. I had a very rose-tinted glasses about Spider-Man's camera. You can't move the camera at all. Like, this has analog support, so you can move with the digital pad, or you can move with the thumbstick. But the right thumbstick doesn't do anything. And the L1, R1 buttons are used for other things. They don't move the camera at all. So the camera always tries to get behind wherever Spider-Man's looking. And if you're moving around too much, the camera doesn't always keep up with him, and sometimes you have to stop in place for the camera to be looking at what Spider-Man is looking at. So I definitely didn't remember the camera being that bad when I jumped into this. Because it's been a while since I played Spider-Man on the PlayStation, honestly. But it's not the worst thing in the world. I can still manage it just fine, and I still think this game's pretty fun, regardless. I've already finished recording all of this game, and I still think it's pretty damn enjoyable. I think it's a fantastic Spider-Man game. I'd recommend it to people. It's not super long, it's pretty funny, it's got some great music, it's a really enjoyable game. One of my favorite N64 games growing up when I was a kid. It really got me into Spider-Man along with the 90s cartoon. And then when the movies and stuff came out, oh my god, I was just diehard Spider-Man, big time, you know? But the Spider-Man PlayStation 1 game, it's a big part of my childhood. It's a big part of my childhood. So there's the web balls. You push up and triangle, he shoots the web balls forward, and it will take out guys. And Spider-Man has super strength as well, so you can actually pick up a lot of objects in the area, like these giant chairs. I'm gonna pick up this giant chair and I'm gonna chuck it at the guard. Damn it, Spider-Man. Generally, the lock-on's better than that. Generally. Not always, but he can pick up lots of stuff. Even things that are even bigger than that chair, so if you think you can lift it, give it a shot. You never know.
Uh-oh, more hostages and a bomb. Have to be really careful here.
And now we're at the final part of the bank. Again, you don't want the hostages to get shot and killed, so if you can kill the enemies as fast as you can, do that.
Huh. Big safe. They're messing with us. Start the timer on the bomb and take out all the hostages.
Alrighty, now the bomb is activated. We have 2 minutes to get rid of it and take out these guards and save the hostages. And the guards aren't really all that bad.
The robbers have been taken care of, but what can I do about the bomb? Think, Spidey, think!
But now we have to get rid of this bomb, and we have 1 minute and 42 seconds to do it. But Spider-Man's not a bomb defusal expert, so what's he gonna do with it? Also, if you throw the bomb, the countdown goes faster. So I kind of made it go faster, but the trick is we have to throw it into the safe with all the money and the gold bars, and then we have to close it so that it will blow up and the explosion won't get out of that safe. But after you've saved the hostages, go back to the first hallway. That's where the third comic book shows up. It only shows up after the hostages have been saved. But booyah! That's the first chapter.
Not this time, guys.
So, ladies and gentlemen, this is Spider-Man for the PlayStation. I hope you enjoy it. There's a lot of fun cameos from other Marvel characters. It's got a good sense of humor, great music, and I hope you stick with me on this one. It's fantastic. Till next time.